said to her, I'm in trouble and pain, every day's the same, I need help from you. She said to him, set your sail towards home, for the light I shine is reflecting you. And he sailed o'er the sea with the sun in the sky, and the moon came round and the clouds rolled by. Every day he looked out, set his heart on her, lighten up my mind, purify my soul. I call to you, amazing grace, lay these burdens down before you. See all of me, all of me, all of me, all of me. Oh. He said out loud, I want you to be my lighthouse, guiding me home and free. In the darkest night I can look towards you, find comfort in the light. The reply he heard is the light I shine is reflecting the light of you all the time. The light of me is the glory of you. If I'm a lighthouse, you're a lighthouse too. I call to you, amazing grace, lay these burdens down before you. See all of me, all of me, all of me, all of me.
Om Shanti. To remain unstoppable, to remain invincible, requires a lot of courage. In today's Sakar Murli, question number 2, Baba asked, how will you know about somebody's stage? So in this diseased world of sensual pleasures, if a paper comes and somebody starts crying, then you will get to know about his stage. You are forbidden to cry. The man never cries. But to remain so strong, so powerful, unflappable, immovable, unshakable, is a sadhana, is a spiritual practice, and it will not come without moving out of the comfort zone. Papers and tests and challenges and problems, sufferings, they make you strong. We are not here to remain as a crying baby, as sensitive dolls. The path of spirituality is the path of the brave, not cowards. That's why Baba said, you are forbidden to cry. So we have finished 18 days of this journey of pranic living, of pranic consciousness, to move into higher dimensions, to move into multi-dimensional aspects of life, to become limitless, to break free of the limited I and to usher into the firmament of unlimitedness. And as I said multiple times, it's not about food. It's about flowering of consciousness. It's about getting rid of habits, compulsions, and addictions. It's about understanding the patterns, the deeper emotions, the deeper understanding of one's emotions. Because when emotions take over, logic fails. When emotions overwhelm reasonings, thinking, the analytical mind falls apart. And how can you control emotions directly? It's very tough because emotions don't understand logic. They just explode and flood the mind, the logic, the thinking, the analytical power. It is the flood. The floodgates of emotions, when they open, spirituality might come trembling down. So, emotional control, emotional quotient is very important. One can read Murli and one can understand Murli, and you can have all the logical thinking. This should be done and that should not be done. You do this, you don't do this. Do's and don'ts you can take out. And your logical mind understands that yes, I need to do this. But that's in the morning. After the hectic day's schedule, when you reach evening and you have no time to sit in meditation, the emotions may attack. The previous sanskars, the old sanskars may come up. They crop up. And they lead you astray. So in this pranic journey, one of the important point is to become emotionally stable. The last 18 days we are seeing different aspects of pranic consciousness. Yesterday we saw about juices and what they do to the body. And you must have experienced last one day how the body craves. Body craves for what? For something solid. Body craves to chew. Body wants something. And as a yogi advances further and further, he understands that chewing is also a form of violence. Baba talked about violence and non-violent today, somewhere, while he's talking about religion. Yeah, in golden age, they were ahimsak. You don't want to harm anyone. You understand some newer aspects of your personality. Whenever I eat something, the whole body is trying to throw it out. Whenever a foreign material is introduced, body resists that. And food is a foreign material. How can dead activate the life? The cells are living. And you are dead natured. Dehydrated. Dried up. Food can give life to living cells. So it's not the question about. You understand something more about yourself. You understand your hunger patterns. And hunger is not just of the body. There are 4 types of hunger. Physical hunger, emotional hunger, intellectual hunger, and spiritual hunger. So if there are 4 types of hunger, we have got 4 types of bodies. Physical body, emotional body, and spiritual body. Pranic living is about getting rid of this hunger business. You move beyond hunger. A stage. And hunger, as we saw the day before, is a detox symptom. When your body is totally pure, the sensation of hunger disappears. If you are feeling hungry, know that it is a detox symptom. Craving symptom. And we have become addicted, just as alcohol gets addicted to alcohol. We are suffering from food addictions. And food is no more the need, but an addiction. A deepest addiction. Even if somebody stays hungry for 2 hours, he feels hungry. If somebody doesn't give hours, the hunger sensation comes. 6 hours, it comes. 8 hours, it comes. Why? Because the body is filled with toxins and poisons. When the body is clean, hunger disappears. That's why people could go on without food and water for such a long period of time. Do they have a miraculous body? No. It is just the question of practice. Pranic living is about skill. Just as we have other skills, this is also a skill. You become master of your body. The urges, the sensation, the excitements, the memories. Baba said, this is a diseased world, bhogi dunya. Rogi and bhogi, both. This is a diseased world of sensual pleasures. People are lost in sensual indulgence. This body is also Maya. Maya is false, body is false, and the world is false. All 3 things are false. So, to become strong, to become unstoppable, to become unflappable, to become a steel man, one must resort to something else, and that is known as, which is one of the pillars of pranic living. As I said yesterday, we have to keep on playing with multiple things. You keep playing with liquids and see what happens to you. Keep playing with raw and see what happens to your body. You keep playing with juices and see what happens to your body. You may in different stages and see what is happening. with a heavily cooked and processed. See the correlation with meditation. Sit in meditation with that heavily processed food in your stomach. What is the state of level of meditation? Be on juices alone and see what is the level of meditation, the level of soul consciousness. Be on mono diet, just one, and then see what is the level of meditation, what is the level of your thoughts, your emotions. You will see it is entirely different. Rather, you will come to know what is known as self-actualization. That what you are showing to the world, you are not that. Person A and person B. A is saying to B, I love you too much. Let the A go in fasting stage. He will understand that this love which I was saying, it is a false statement. It was no love at all. It was something else. Rather, you want to keep away from that person. It's on the surface you will keep on telling loving, loving, loving. Because you are not your own. Because food is controlling you. So how can you be your own? And when you stuff the system with food, whom you are feeding? Who is eating? Food is eating you, or you are being eaten by food? Or you are eating food, or you are being eaten by food? That is the question now. We are not eating food. Food is eating us. So one of the major aspects of pranic living is to experiment with dry fasting. So today we'll see something about dry fasting. Dry fasting means no food, no water. There are two types, soft dry and hard dry. Soft DF and hard DF. Soft means you come in contact with water at least. Though you don't drink, but you come in contact with water. You brush your teeth, you take bath. In hard dry, no touch of water even. That's very powerful. Because here, the real autophagy starts. Cell eating. The dead, the denatured, the body gets time for repair, for self-healing. And body starts taking nutrition from some other sources. If there are tumors, the acne, the pimples on the skin, they all will disappear. Because body will try to extract from skin tags the extraneous that is there on the body. It will derive nutrition from there because outside sources are shut off. And so automatically the healing starts. Dry fasting is also known as Hebrew fasting. And people can have gone on dry fasting for an extended period, especially in Jain religion. But do not think that by fasting you will get spiritually advanced. Just by focusing on abstinence from food, that can become an obsession also. That's why we had discussed in the past, there are two types of obsessed people. The first people, they are obsessed with food, and second are obsessed with fasting. Both of them don't reach God. What is the purpose of doing that is more important. If you think that by abstaining from food you will get some spiritual experience, if that is the goal, forget. In fact, you have to move in fasting without any temptation. If you say that I am doing this so that I can get rid of some disease, that's also a bondage and attachment. Do it in a selfless manner for the joy of doing it, because that's your nature. That's why we do not recommend even the word fasting in pranic living. They use the word dry days. And because in those dry days you feed your system on prana, that's why they are prana days. You live off prana. Your body, mind, everything becomes sensitive. So you can experiment with this. How to experiment? Those who have never done before, they can do at least 4 hours. Extend to 6 hours. Extend to 8 hours. 10 hours. 12 hours. 14 hours. Once you get up, body doesn't need anything. What have you done at night that early in the morning you need breakfast? No breakfast plan. Break the breakfast. There is no need of any breakfast. Go, nil by mouth, nothing, dry. At least 2 hours. So once you have grip over 2 hours, then extend to 4 hours. Then once you have grip over 4 hours, extend to 6 hours. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. At least 12. Till 12. No food, no water. Feed your system on prana. Gradually extend the time. And gradually the body will become powerful. The mind will become powerful. 12. And once you are at 12, then stay there for a few months. Don't extend. Wait. Make it 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5. 16-hour fasting, 18 hours intermittent fasting, 20 hours intermittent fasting, 23 hours intermittent fasting, 1 hour of eating. That's it. Eating and drinking, whatever is 1 hour. And then there is something known as alternate day. One day you eat, one day you don't. One day you eat, one day you don't. Alternate day. So different experiments you can do. We will see what it does to the body and mind. I had already mentioned this in the past. First, there are 15 benefits. The first benefit is superhuman willpower. Fasting, dry fast is the absolute test of your will. It is an absolute test of your internal courage and your personality. There was one mathematician or philosopher, Pythagoras, and there was a rule for entering into the school of Pythagoras. A new student would come, there was a rule, and the rule was 40 days fasting, then only enter. Without that, you cannot enter. Whether that was a dry or liquids or juices, that we don't know, but that was a rule. And people have survived for a very long periods. That means it is possible. And as I said, it should be done gradually. If you do it suddenly, it will be a shock to the body. You will land up with starvation, dehydration, hospital and death also. So, play with it. Go very slowly, understanding your body pattern. If you need food at 6 a.m. in the morning, make it 6:15, then 6:30, then 7 o'clock. Gradually by 15 minutes increase it and see what happens. So, the first benefit is superhuman willpower. Every decision you make is important. If you justify poor decisions from time to time, you are stunting the development of quality habits. You start gradually getting rid of your bad habits. If you can't control yourself, what can you control? The next Sunday's Murli is entirely on self-sovereignty, Swarajya Adhikar, self-control. Whilst you are fasting, you are consciously choosing not to eat, even if you feel hungry for something else. And there is nothing more fundamental to survival than food. Consequently, when you learn to control your own eating, you develop the ability to control less fundamental and often destructive addictions. When you learn to control food habits, you learn to control everything in life. This one sensation, if the taste comes under control, you can control your tongue. All other senses would become, it is become very easy to control all other senses. If the tongue is not controlled, all others would remain uncontrolled. So the first thing that happens is superhuman willpower. Second, superhuman confidence. Because of fasting, your dopamine levels increase. That elevate your happiness, reduce anxiety. So your confidence level will increase. Third, superhuman brain functioning. Fasting actually increases your number of brain cells. There is a lot of literature available you can read. It increases the level of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. It decreases the likelihood of stroke. It reduces the oxidative stress. It reduces the cognitive stressor. It reduces the risk of cancers. It increases your longevity and lifespan. It elevates your ability to focus and concentrate. It enhances learning and memory. You eat and try to read Murli. You will go off to sleep. That's why Murli is in the morning time. Why not in the evening? The official time is morning because you are in the fasting stage. But there also people stuff their body with the dangerous teas and coffees. They make and dull your intellect and irritate the system, and they make you an addict. Where has gone man's courage? And I said in the cup of tea. They feel active, just as after drinking alcohol you feel active. It's a temporary. After a time, it takes away your performance. It makes you an addict. You want it every day. 10 times, 20 times then. There is no time limit. Number of times you want it. Fourth, superhuman clarity and direction. Your mind becomes clear. Haziness goes away. Your addictions goes away. Your emotional disturbances goes away. Your emotions become stable. Your mind becomes clear. You can focus. You read Murli once and you can retain it. Otherwise, with a distracted mind, you read it 100 times, you can't retain anything. But when the mind is focused, you can read very fast. And our greatest attachment is to body. That's why in this dharana, point number 2, Baba said, remove your attachment from the body. And how do we remove it? Because to remain attached to body is to remain attached to food. Body and food are one. Once you remove attachment to food, your attachment to body automatically goes down. Next, superhuman health. You become extremely healthy. In yesterday's newspaper only, I think. Who was asked? Somebody was, what is the, lost, okay. So, some CEO of, I think, Google or somebody was asked, what is the secret of your health? And he just answered one, fasting. The topmost personality of the world. That was the answer. So fasting clears your skin from acnes. It reboots the immune system. It improves the blood pressure, improves cholesterol, diabetes comes under control. Blood levels of insulin drop significantly, which facilitate fat burning. Blood levels of growth hormone increase. So many health benefits, they are numerous. Sixth, superhuman motor skills and precision. Yeah, what is the name? Musk. So this is a man. He is a Twitter user while sharing Tesla CEO. He is a Tesla CEO. Elon Musk photo. Somebody asked, what is the secret? Lifting weights, eating healthy, to which Musk replied, fasting. That was the answer. Superhuman motor skills. Your motor abilities will improve, will become refined. Next, superhuman sleep. Your sleep increases. Sleep pattern will improve. Next, superhuman productivity. Robin Sharma. If you want to get more done in life, eat less food. The less you eat, the powerful you become. The less you eat, the stronger you become. If you keep on continuing with that same pattern of 3 times a meal, with your breakfast, lunch and dinner, get rid of this 3-time meal addiction. There's no need to follow these 3 things. It's an outdated system. It's no more there. It's gone. Next, superhuman emotions. Fasting stabilizes your emotion. That can reset negative emotional pattern. Next, superhuman energy. You become light. You are not stuffing the system with those grains, with those cereals, with those pulses and so many legumes and so many varieties and so many recipes and everyday new things. They all wreck the system, because food is an information. What you are putting into the system is important. Next, superhuman weight loss. If you are heavyweight, your weight will come down. Superhuman inspiration. Next, superhuman appearance. Next, superhuman learning. Next, superhuman senses. Your senses become very, very active. You can hear what is there in the nature. Much, your clarity will increase. Your sharpness will increase. What you see, what you hear, what touches you. You move the hand like this and you feel the air, the prana. So these are 15 benefits. There are more. You just have to explore. It's all about exploration. It is about reprogramming, readjusting, reconditioning the mind. It's not about I need this or not. It is the mindset. I create a thought, I do not need this. That's it, and I don't need it. If I have a thought, I need something sweet after every meal, then you need it. But if you don't create that thought, if you create a thought, I don't need this. I can survive on so little. The less is more. The less is more. So prefer less. And forget more. And go back to nature, close to nature, deep in the woods. I feel I am alive. Hills, valleys and mountains make me feel one with nature. So move in the woods where you are alive. Om Shanti.
Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva tvameva bandhushcha sakha tvameva tvameva vidya dravinam tvameva tvameva sarvam mama deva deva. Hills and valleys and mountains make me feel one with nature. Deep in the woods I feel I'm alive. Deep in the woods I feel I'm alive. Hills and valleys and mountains I feel I'm alive. Deep in the woods, I feel I'm alive. Deep in the woods, I feel I'm alive. Deep in the woods.